Hi, I'm Kendra Falth Edwards, and I'm glad you joined us today for the Card on Resource Hub. And today we have Jonna from Harmony Moving with us today. And Jonna, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and what your company and the services that you provide?
Yeah, hi, Kendra. Thank you for having me. Yes, my name is Jonna, and I'm the owner of Harmony Senior Relocation Services. We help seniors and their families when seniors are feeling overwhelmed and stressed about the idea of downsizing and moving to a smaller home.
Well, we know that can be really daunting and very overwhelming for families and for the seniors themselves. They've been living in this home for a really long time. So tell us, what exactly does it mean? What kind of services? Give us a couple of examples of the types of things that you can do to offer families and seniors during sometimes a very difficult time.
Yes, Kendra, you're absolutely right. Many of the seniors that we speak with, as well as their families who are trying to help them, are very overwhelmed. That's a word I hear a lot. I'm very overwhelmed about the idea of downsizing. What am I going to do with all this stuff? I don't know what's going to fit into my new, smaller home. What am I going to do with the rest of it? These are a lot of the questions that we hear and the things that are worrying seniors and are really kind of stressing out their families as well, because it's just a very daunting task, as you said. And Harmony Senior Relocation Services focuses specifically on helping seniors when they're downsizing. And we basically help in 4 areas. We help with planning, purging, packing, and placing as it relates to their downsizing move. So just to walk you through a few of those, just in terms of planning, unlike when we typically move in our lives, we're usually moving to maybe a house of the same size or a larger house, houses with maybe a basement and a garage, plenty of storage space, lots of closets. And when seniors are downsizing, it's exactly the opposite. And they're really at a loss sometimes for where do I even start planning for this move. There's so many puzzle parts and pieces to put together. Am I going to sell some of my furniture? Who do I donate to? What do I do about mattresses? How am I going to pack all of this up? What am I going to do with everything in the basement that I don't need? And we can help families and seniors think through that planning process to make things go a little bit smoother. One of the other services that we help with is purging. This is probably the most difficult and time-consuming aspect of a downsizing move. And it's very emotional. And we offer just one-on-one services and support to help people with downsizing. We don't make the decisions for them, but we're the extra physical arms and legs to kind of help get things out of the base cabinets of your kitchen, to pull things up from the basement because maybe your senior can't go up and down stairs and they need help with that. And it's very hard sometimes for family members to help with making those decisions because they're overwhelmed as well. So we can help with purging. We also help with packing, which is pretty straightforward. But what I like people to know is Harmony has an all-woman team that does the packing. And many of our women clients are from a generation where they have a lot of collectibles. They have their wedding china. They have curio cabinets with lots of fragile things. And the women on our team understand that because we have sentimental items from our grandmothers and our mothers, and we understand the care and the concern to want to make sure that those things arrive safely at your new home. And then lastly, the 4th area is placement. We help with unpacking and setting up the new home. And how we differ from a traditional move company, while other movers will unpack to a flat surface, they'll set things on a tabletop or a countertop. They don't actually put things away in the cabinets. They don't make your beds. We will hang your pictures. We'll make the beds. Your new home is going to be move-in ready at the end of move day with Harmony. We want it to be a smooth and relaxing transition. So those are kind of the 4 primary areas where we provide services. We help with a lot of ancillary services as well, but planning, purging, packing, and placing are the key areas where we help.
And I know that purging process can be so emotional when you're really kind of going through all of that with a family member and doing, because you're emotionally attached to those things. And to kind of think about where things go. Do we sell that? Do we keep it? Who does it go to? Or do I take it with me? So I know that it's as much about supporting that and walking through that part of the journey with them too.
Yes, you're right. Purging is probably the most difficult aspect of downsizing. And what I'd like to share with people is, in my experience, people tend to underestimate the amount of time that it's going to require, and they tend to underestimate how much stuff they have in their home. Even homes that are beautifully decorated, don't have a lot of clutter on countertops and on furniture pieces. But once you start getting into closets, even the most minimal of closets, there's just a lot to do. And underestimating the quantity in a home and underestimating the amount of time it's going to take is can be kind of a pitfall when planning a downsizing move.
I think you just described my house perfectly.
Yeah, definitely my closets for sure. Yes.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate your time, because I know that this is great advice and such a great service, because it's such a stressful time for families when they're doing this, but you can make that process. I know we've had some of our clients and even some of our staff members that have used you and your services, and it's been really a godsend and just such a value. So I appreciate your time today and sharing your services with us.
Well, thank you. We want to just try to make that what is going to be kind of a stressful and difficult move, no matter what. We want to provide a service of flexibility and patience and understanding, and to make that transition as smooth and stress-free as possible for not only the seniors, but for their adult children who are trying to help them through that, to make it a really easier transition for them.
Awesome. Great. Thanks for your time, Jana.
Thank you.